How would you like to be able to leave work at 5 p.m. every day? Okay, almost every day. My name is Nicole Bandis, and I am the productivity expert with today's time management tip. Today we're going to be talking about scheduling your day so that you can get the most out of it and get to leave by 5 o'clock. How awesome would that be? Okay, let's get started. Tip number 1, plan your week, not just your day. You hear it all the time. Plan your day the day before. But if you can plan your week, you know what's coming up, when it's coming up, and when you know everything's accounted for, you don't have to feel rushed because all of a sudden a project with an uber fast deadline gets dropped in your lap. So make sure that you're planning weekly, even monthly would be better. Write it down, whether it's digital or a paper planner. Make sure that you know what's coming up, when it's coming up, and when you're going to work on it. That's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is be proactive, not reactive. When you're being proactive, you answer emails on a schedule. When you're being proactive, you answer text messages when they're important. When you're being proactive, you have certain phone hours that you're answering the phone and other hours that your phone is turned off. Being reactive means that you're working on somebody else's schedule, not yours. Now I know, I can hear you. What you're saying right now is, but my boss, or but my clients, or but whoever it is that I'm working for demands me to be available all the time. And I can tell you that clients have come to me with this argument, and 100% of the time, we've been able to create scenarios where they put up boundaries around how accessible they become so that they're not constantly in reactive mode. Look at it this way. If you were in a hospital with a family member who was on their deathbed, would you be checking your email? I don't think so. Create those clear boundaries and make it so that you don't have complete access to everyone else. Does that make sense? Perfect. Tip number 2. Now we're going to move on to tip number 3. And tip number 3 is so juicy. Overestimate the amount of time it's going to take for you to complete any one task or project. One of the biggest traps that my clients come to me with is that they're underestimating how long everything's going to take, so they get further and further behind during the day. Now, if you're planning your week in advance, that means that you have to estimate the time it's going to take you to do any specific tasks. And if you're underestimating, you're going to fall behind. But if you overestimate, oh my gosh, you might have time to go to the bathroom, eat lunch, take a breather, or get more stuff done because you end up getting things done faster. So really learn and practice estimating how long things are going to take. This is a little bit of an art. It takes some practice. It takes some, doing so that you can get a good feel for how long each different activity takes. But it also takes being present and aware of when you start, when you stop, and not being in reactive mode so that you are constantly multitasking. So tip number 1, plan your week. Tip number 2, be proactive. And tip number 3, overestimate your time. Love it. You are going to rock this one. If you have any questions about these tips, feel free to post those questions. I will definitely be on to help you out and give you some extra guidance on those. And as always, make it an amazing day.